When it comes to optimizing e-commerce stores, nothing matters more than what you place on your product pages on the mobile view. However, this is something that most merchants get completely wrong. They try to cram absolutely everything to the top of the fold mobile experience, and as a result, they end up with overwhelming experiences and just completely unusable designs. In this video, we're going to cover why cramming everything above the fold is actually a mistake, why it's hurting your conversions, and while everyone else is fighting to squeeze their prices, buy buttons, everything else into this mobile viewport, how you can go and provide space and provide clarity and be one of the successful stores that does the complete opposite. In this video, I'm also going to show you how and why the above the fold rule is actually killing your sales and what top converting stores do instead. When it comes to optimization, there's a lot of outdated beliefs out there regarding people's behaviors. One of the outdated beliefs is that people don't scroll. And this is because they are talking about people on desktop. However, on mobile devices, this behavior is completely different. Because on mobile, people scroll up to 300% more than on desktop. And we've seen this consistently with heat maps. If you are running heat maps on your store, you can check the same thing on your data. And weirdly enough, we have a situation where merchants are obsessed about cramming everything to the top of the fold experience, while their visitors are just happy scrolling through. And they don't even think about it twice, because how you use your phone these days is that you have a lot of swiping. We've been conditioned through things like Instagram stories or TikTok to constantly swipe for more and browse through these endless feeds without even thinking about it. There's even a term, doom scrolling, for that, because it's such an automated behavior for your thumb to do. So while desktop versions used to have very little scrolling, it's still increasing, but mobile screens and mobile experience in general have turned scrolling into the most natural interaction possible. And when you watch someone use their phone, they don't stop at the first screen and stare at it, trying to make decisions about whether to buy the product. They scroll to get the full picture, to explore, to learn more, to be engaged. And they want to see product images, read reviews, check specifications, and understand what they're looking at. And this is completely natural, because the small screen actually makes users more likely to scroll, because they expect the information to be spread out across multiple screen sections. And here is also where it gets interesting, because when stores are just putting everything above the fold, they also create the exact opposite of what mobile users want. And instead of having a page that is inviting people to explore, you have a page that is forcing people to explore in a way that you want them to do. And you just cram everything there. And as a result, you overwhelm the user. You don't provide them a natural pathway to explore how they're used to. And you might frustrate them, turn them off, etc. So if you're not sure on how to optimize your product page for mobile, I would recommend that it's worth connecting with an expert to make sure that you're not missing those critical details. Because this one is a page that can make or break your store. So it is worth getting right. And often it doesn't take all that much initial effort to get it to an okay level. Now, the most common pushback I get when I talk about this is that people need the information up front in order to be able to proceed with the page. However, there's a couple of counter-arguments to this. So first of all, very few of your visitors would arrive to the product page blind. So either they come from an ad, or they come from a collection page, front page, etc. In those cases, they would already know things like the price. They can see how the product looks like from the image in the ad or on the collection page, front page, etc. So they are not completely randomly appearing on your site with zero context about what they're looking at or what it costs. Also, we've seen long sales pages that reveal the price later on perform quite well as well. So it's not like you absolutely have to reveal it right away in the first microsecond without any kind of scrolling action. Because the reality is much different than what most store owners imagine when they are designing their pages. Even customers who need to confirm this exact price, they will find it quickly with scrolling. They're very good at it. And the mobile shopping behavior we just covered shows that users naturally scroll to gather information. So now that we've covered the price, let's look into what actually matters. Because the real challenge here in mobile is usability. The real challenge isn't about fitting everything above the fold. It's making sure that customers and browsers, they can buy when they are ready. And no matter where they are on your product page, they need to have an option for that easily available. So when someone scrolls down to read, say, reviews or check product specifications, they shouldn't have to scroll back up to find the add to cart button. We've seen this quite consistently win in tests. It doesn't always win when you have the add to cart availability on a sticky note, but that friction of not being able to find the add to cart button kills sales faster than anything else. So sticky add to cart can be great for usability and then clarity. Another thing that is super important is clear page structures, because these make the browsing way easier. So when you organize your mobile product page into distinct sections, and this also from a zero perspective makes it easier to think about what do we actually want to say here, what do we want to say after that, etc. And then between these sections you use proper white space, then customers can easily navigate through that page without feeling overwhelmed. And say, for example, product images get their own sections, descriptions get the proper spacing, reviews appear in an organized block, etc. So it's easy to navigate and hard to lose your spot there on the page. And when each of these sections has a clear purpose and it has enough room to breathe, then your page is a pleasure to use on mobile. On top of that, you add sticky buttons for add to cart, and combined with this clean page structure, they often beat the traditional above the fold approaches, hands down. The mobile experience works best when instead of fighting to fit everything in the top of the fold, you just embrace the scrolling as a natural behavior. And then you optimize the user experience for the scrollers, which is the vast majority of people these days. So understand your customers, visitors, they scroll naturally on mobile, and they expect clean, organized pages that respect their browsing behavior. Also, when you do structure your pages like this, you will have an easier time optimizing them. We at GrowGurus use this strategy so that when we have it section by section, we'll be able to see which sections cause drop-offs. And with this information, we can then better align the page with what the actual customer or browser wants to have on the page. So that's it. Make purchasing easy, not cramped. And if you are already running a successful store, getting at least 50,000 visitors monthly, and wish to let GrowGurus help you grow your store further, you can book a call by clicking the link in the description below. So I appreciate you watching the video. I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers.